instead of Paxton Lynch. So it could have went either way. If Paxton Lynch would have got the starting job, right, early in the season, we would be probably saying stick it out with Paxton Lynch and to see how far we can go. But at least, if there was an injury, we at least know a little bit more about him. What do you think about that there?
Well, I think one of the things is I want to go back a little bit where you were talking about Peyton Manning and you were talking about the offensive line. I think that one of the differences when you're talking about quarterbacks and you're talking about a Super Bowl winning veteran like Peyton Manning versus
I know.
a couple of rookies, it's not just telling players who to block, but there's also they're held to there's more accountability, and there's the factor of I don't want to disappoint the legendary Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Now you have Simeon and Lynch back there. Now, where's the accountability? Where's the I don't want to disappoint? I don't want to be the person that's going to screw this up because you're looking like, well, he's just this kid back here. Do we really trust him to lead us?
Yeah.
Do we really feel like we're going to go?
Yeah.
We were talking about the Cowboys. That's one of the things with the Cowboys is
yeah.
They believe in Dak. They believe that he can carry them to the Super Bowl. So with Denver, usually what happens is you say, okay, well, we don't have that quarterback, but we have the defense and the running game. Well, where's the running game at right now?
Non-existent. Non-existent.
Peyton Manning was, now this is going to sound strange, but Peyton Manning was almost like a quarterback and a running back, and that his passes were so short and he could dink and dunk down the field with these short 6-7 yard passes, keep the chains moving, keep the defense on the sideline. So the running game didn't have to be as proficient. But now, with these rookies, you need that 100 yards. You need these guys who are going to be, a stud running back that's going to give take some of the pressure off of the quarterbacks. And you don't have that right now.
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up because you had it correctly. I was hoping you would bring it up because I didn't want to sound real biased because I know you're a Dallas Cowboy fan and we're Broncos over here in Denver, but I didn't want to bring it up and make it just sound one-sided. So I'm glad you did it, and I thank you, Rob. As far as the leadership roles and the quarterback play and the quarterback making the signals to make sure that the players are in the key positions and yeah, why would I be upset with somebody who just can't figure it out yet? So I'm glad you see it the way I've seen it. I just didn't want to because I've already said that like about 200 times. So it was cool to hear it from somebody else is what I mean. So thank you for doing that. And then the next thing that was awesome, and I want to thank you for this too, is the running backs. News today, the Broncos signed Justin Forsett and they put Capri Bibbs on IR. So Justin Forsett's worked with Kubiak, so he knows the system. He's going to plug and play. He's going to come in here and be ready to play. And then what got me was Capri Bibbs has been kind of balling out this last 2 or 3 weeks since CJ's been hurt. How do you feel about the running back playing out here in Denver?
Well, yeah, but he hasn't been getting enough carries.
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, it doesn't. Like I said, I didn't see the actual game, but just looking at the box score and looking at some of the game stats, it doesn't seem like they had the ball enough to really get anything going.
Yeah.
So you need to, especially with you're saying that the Jags have a stout defense. Well, you have to sort of keep attacking, poking to find those weaknesses.
Not the rush defense, just the pass defense. The rush defense, I guess, ain't very good, or is not very good. But the pass defense is pretty good.
As far as concerned, it was.
What's that?
As far as Booker is concerned, it was. Because he averaged less than 2 yards a carry yesterday.
Yeah. That's with the Broncos' running attack. That's why some of these other running backs have gashed them for 100 yards. But their pass defense has been pretty good. And so here's the thing I want to bring up, since we're talking about running backs and passing, before we go on to our Kansas City Raider talk. Would you rather see a team go 3 and out passing the ball, or 3 and out trying to rush the ball for that 10 yards? And I know it's situational. But my second part to that question is, would it be better to punt on the would you accept the punt on three passes?
Well, I would say that I would prefer the run.
Okay.
Because it's all about attitude, and it's all about, football is a game of the being in the trenches, man versus man, helmet versus helmet. And when you say we're going to run it down your throat 3 straight times and we're going to get that first down, well, you don't get it, but you're telling your team, hey, the coach is telling the team, I believe that we match up with them and we can beat them in the trenches. When you come out and throw 3 straight times, it's almost sort of desperate.
Yeah.
You're throwing it because you don't think that you can run the ball. That's why most teams throw it all over the place, because they don't think that they can run the ball.
Okay. So you kind of answered 2 questions together, and I thank you for that. You're awesome, Rob. I get so upset with the Broncos, especially with Trevor Siemian, is they come out and they pass the ball 3 times in a row and don't even get a first down. I would rather see him try to ground and pound, even if they say the offensive line is not very good. At least try to muscle their way and get a few yards before they go to a 4th and 8 and have to punt the ball 6 times in a row off of three passes that don't go for nothing but 2 yards. I would rather try to get 5 or 6 yards on the ground and punt the ball than get 2 yards passing and have to punt the ball. That's what really gets to me after a while with them. That's what's got to me this season. So I appreciate it. You're awesome, man. I saw Desiree said you're a natural at this. You are natural at this, man. I love it, dude. It's so cool, dude. But now we got to debate. Now we got to get at it, man. So I hope that because I guess we're gonna have 2 debates. We're gonna have the Raider Kansas debate real quick, and then we're gonna go into the greatest quarterback of all time, the GOAT. So
okay.
I gave you my pick today, and it's gonna be the Kansas City Chiefs are gonna beat the Raiders, and I'm gonna make some Broncos mad about there, but the Kansas City Chiefs are better than the Raiders and the Broncos right now. I'm gonna make some people upset. I'm gonna make some Raider fans and some Bronco fans upset. And I'm a Bronco fan too. I'm a donkey for the rest of my life. For my whole life, I'm a donkey. I'm a Bronco. But the Chiefs are better than the Raiders and the Broncos. I'm not saying that at the end of the season the Chiefs are going to be better than either team, but for right now, the Chiefs are in the driver's seat. So we want to get your pick.
I understand that, and the Chiefs are really hot right now, and they're the sexy pick. But I'm going to go with the Raiders, and the reason why, if the Raiders lose, the Patriots jump into the
first
number
place.
1 seed.
Yeah.
And everybody in Oakland remembers that cut game. Tom Brady's first year playing, and the controversial play in the playoffs where the Raiders lost and the Patriots went on to win the Super Bowl. And the last thing the Raiders want to do is end up playing the Patriots in Foxborough. They want to play them at home, and they want revenge. So if the young players don't know about it, they've been told, they've been schooled, and I believe that the Raiders, they want to play the Patriots in Oakland, not in Foxborough. So I think the Raiders are going to be extremely hungry to separate themselves from the Chiefs and the rest of the division and continue on with that number one seed.
So your Patriots are your backup team, but you're going to go with the Raiders on this one.
Well, I grew up in Massachusetts, so by geographical default, I'm a Patriots fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Cowboys fan. I just, hey, the Patriots down the street, so, I like to see them do well. But I'm not picking based on emotion. I'm picking based on what on logic, on what I think is going to happen.
I don't want to get real into it, but I feel the same way about the Kansas quarterback that I feel about the Arizona quarterback, that I don't think they're good playoff teams, but I think they're regular season awesome quarterbacks, and that's why I feel like the Chiefs are going to beat the Raiders this week on Thursday night. And I like I said, all around, I think the Chiefs have a better team than the Raiders. I think that, the Broncos lucked into about 4 or 5 wins last year and won the Super Bowl. And the Raiders have been doing the same thing this year. They lucked into about 4 or 5 wins. And I can't really say that about Kansas, but 2 games. That's the Broncos and Atlanta. The rest of the games, I think Kansas has pretty much beat everybody pretty good. Where the Raiders, every week the Raiders are coming up in overtime or coming up at the last 30 seconds and lucking into some wins. Where Kansas or the Kansas City Chiefs they're not doing that. So that's why I said the Chiefs are just a little better. And I want to say this too, that I think the Chiefs are even better than Tom Brady and the Patriots. Tom Brady and the Patriots are just on the other side, and the teams that they're playing just are not very good. So that's why right now I think the Chiefs are even better than both of those teams, and that's why I said it's going to come down to that. That's why I said I'm going to even upset the Broncos right now, because I'm going to say that Kansas is better than the Raiders and Kansas is going to beat the Raiders. But we actually want that as far as the Patriots go. The Patriots don't want to see the Chiefs. They'd rather see the Raiders, correct?
I don't think Belichick cares. I don't think Brady cares. I think that, at this point in their careers, they're looking at everybody and just bring it on. Okay. So, and I really don't think the Patriots fear anybody. I think the Patriots are extremely vulnerable, especially with Gronk going out for the year. But I hear what you're saying about the Chiefs, and I agree. But the point that you made about the Broncos last year backing into some victories and the Raiders seeming to do the same thing, and that's what happens. Is you back into some victories, you get a couple lucky bounces, and then right around playoff time is when things start to come together and you start beating teams and you go on that roll and you win those 3 games and you're the Super Bowl champs.
It's the momentum. The momentum's going to take them in, dude. I still don't see anybody but the Broncos defense putting up a fight in the Super Bowl against the Dallas Cowboys. So we'll get to that later. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that what I am saying is that I think the Broncos defense is the only defense that could play the Dallas Cowboys. But that'll be later. When you come back on the show, we're going to be talking about the Broncos and Dallas in the Super Bowl. But you are correct here. So the Broncos they did go on a roll at the end there, especially with Peyton Manning coming back for that last game of the season and beating San Diego and then going in with the number 1 pick, and then they did kind of roll into the Super Bowl. The last game against the Patriots, the Broncos won 20-18 going in, and the only team I think that Belichick really don't want to see is the Broncos, because for some reason we have the Patriots number for some reason, whether it's in Foxborough or in Denver. So I think that I think Tom Brady. You're right. Tom Brady and Belichick are ready for anybody, except for they don't want to play the Broncos.